information purposes, 3 of the 5 members of Commissioners Court are at a conference in Abilene, and Commissioner Miller and I are holding down the fort here in McLennan County. And but they'll all join us on Zoom is the hope. And so we do have a quorum. We'll have first of all, sorry. Let's go with a moment of silence, and then we'll have a pledge to the flags. Thank you. Please join me in the pledge. I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America, to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all. Pledge to the Texas flag. Honor the Texas flag. I pledge allegiance to thee, Texas, under God, one and indivisible. Okay, now to the proclamation at hand. There, present a proclamation of McLennan County Commissioners Court recognizing October the 4th through the 10th of 2020 as National 4-H Week. Whereas the McLennan County Commissioners Court is proud to honor the 4-H development program and the Texas A&M Agri-Life Extension Service for 113 years of providing experience-based education to youngsters throughout the Lone Star State. And whereas the admirable program, which seeks to provide a learning experience for the whole child, including head, heart, hands, and health, helping young Texans to acquire knowledge, develop life skills, and form attitudes to enable them to become a self-directed, productive, and contributing member of our society. And whereas it's more than 550,000 urban, suburban, and rural youth participants ranging in age from 8 to 19, hail from diverse ethnic and socioeconomic backgrounds and truly represent a cross-section of the state. And whereas the program undoubtedly could not have achieved the success it has today were it not for the service of more than 22,000 volunteers who have given generously of their time, talents, energies, and resources to the youth of Texas. And whereas throughout its proud history, the 4-H program has developed positive role models for countless Texans, and through its innovative and inspiring programs continues to build character and to instill the values that have made our state strong and great. Therefore, be it proclaimed that the McLennan County Commissioners Court recognizes October the 4th through the 10th of 2020 as National 4-H Week in Texas, and commend the 4-H Youth Development Program and the Texas A&M Agri-Life Extension Service and their many men and women who have made the program a success. Be it further proclaimed, a copy of this proclamation be made a permanent part of the minutes of the Commissioners Court, witnessed our hand and seal, the 6th day of October, 2020. Scott M. Felton, County Judge; Kelly Snell, Commissioner Precinct 1; Patricia Miller, Commissioner Precinct 2; Will Jones, Commissioner Precinct 3; and Ben Perry, Commissioner Precinct 4, attested by Mercedes McGowan Perkins, Deputy County Clerk. I'll make a motion that we approve this proclamation.
Second.
Motion been made and second. Any discussion? No discussion. Call for a vote.
Commissioner Snell,
Aye.
Commissioner Miller,
Aye.
Judge Felton,
Aye.
Commissioner Jones,
Aye.
Commissioner Perry.
Aye.
Pass. I think Carly West is on from Texas Agri-Life. Carly, you have any comments or anything?
No, sir, I'm here with 2 of our 4-H members, and we just want to thank y'all and thank you for always supporting us.
Good. Well, thank you. And And I want to thank those young students for participating. They're showing leadership at an early age, and Lord knows we need it. Thank you very much.
Thank you.
Okay, going to, under the consent agenda, I have a recommended pull of E6C, the financial report. Are there any other recommended pulls on the consent agenda? If not, is there a motion to approve the consent agenda, with the exception of the pull on E6C?
Motion to approve.
Second.
Motion made and second. Any other discussion? No other discussion. Call for a vote.
Commissioner Snell,
Aye.
Commissioner Miller,
Aye.
Judge Felton,
Aye.
Commissioner Jones,
Aye.
Commissioner Perry.
Aye.
Pass. And Francis, I want to hold that financial report until later in the session.
Judge, I think she just wants to defer it for now.
Oh, okay. It's my understanding that Francis wants to defer this financial report for right now. So is there a motion to defer?
So moved.
Second.
Motion made and second. Any other discussion? No other discussion. Call for a vote.
Commissioner Snell,
Aye.
Commissioner Miller,
Aye.
Judge Felton,
Aye.
Commissioner Jones,
Aye.
Commissioner Perry.
Aye.
Pass. Thank you. I'd like to go right quick to under our COVID-19 and ask Elizabeth Thomas and/or Ryan Durker to give that report. That is item N1.
Good morning, everyone.
Good morning.
All right, I'm going to start with the numbers for yesterday, and then I'll give a little update about the surge testing. Yesterday, there were 67 new cases of COVID-19 that were confirmed. There were 105 previously unreported cases. Those unreported cases are from September and have recovered, so that's why they're not in the active case counts. The total number of cases to date is 8,583. There are 406 estimated active cases and 8,058 estimated cases who have recovered. 40 cases are in the hospital. Out of those 40, 22 are McLennan County residents. 13 are on ventilators, and we did have one additional death. There have been a total of 119 deaths in McLennan County. Those are our numbers as of yesterday. Today is our day before our big surge testing project that we are about to start. They're actually doing a run through of those pod sites. So they're going to go out, take all the materials, set up the pods, and make sure that everything is ready to go for tomorrow morning. Tomorrow starts the convention center, the Waco ISD Stadium, and I know those two sites for sure. And I think there's one more tomorrow, but
MCC.
there we go. MCC, I'm so sorry. Thank you. And MCC, so those will be starting tomorrow. We'll continue through this week, and we'll be working on those. If anybody has any questions, I'm happy to answer.
Any questions? I will point out that those that came in late were out of our control. They came in from state. I guess they were tests that were performed by vendors and reported those to the state, and then they were late getting here, but they've already recovered. So, okay, is there a motion to approve a report for recording purposes?
So moved.
Is there a second? I'll second. Any other discussion? No other discussion. Call for a vote.
Commissioner Snell,
Aye.
Commissioner Miller,
Aye.
Judge Felton,
Aye.
Commissioner Jones,
Aye.
Commissioner Perry.
Aye.
Pass. I'd like to go to item F2A. This is McLennan Community Investment Fund. This is a presentation and discussion regarding funding request. We have Bill Vance on, along with numerous board members that I think are joining us. I know the list I received was board members Jane Allen, Tom Chase, Andrea Barfield, Alfred Solano, and Bill Vance. So, Bill, you've got a presentation request here for the county.
Thank you, Judge Felton. Judge Felton, members of the Commissioners Court, we want to thank you for the opportunity to make a presentation in support of our budget request. You've introduced members of our board, and I'm happy that all of them are with me today because we are very committed to this organization as it becomes hopefully a community development organization for the benefit of McLennan County. First, I'm delighted to say that our application to CDFI fund for a technical assistance grant was approved, and those funds should be forthcoming later this year. Thanks again to you, Judge Felton, for your assistance in that endeavor, and to the court for the resolution that you adopted in support of our technical assistance grant. We have provided written information and supporting documents about our request, but I would like to open with some key points. Federal dollars are available to aid small businesses in McLennan County who do not have access to regular bank lending. To get access to those federal dollars, our organization has been created to seek approval by the U.S. Treasury as a CDFI, a Community Development Financial Institution. Among the requirements to be approved as a CDFI is that the organization be a financing entity, that is, an entity in the regular course of lending money. McLennan Community Investment Fund now qualifies as a CDFI in all respects except one. We are not yet a financing entity. McLennan County can help us become a financing entity by approval of the budget request that is now before you. We commend the Commissioners Court for what you have done and what you are doing in economic development in the county. A certified CDFI is just another means of achieving that greater goal. I'll be happy to answer any questions that members of the court may have.
Okay, are there any questions? I think this is an opportunity for the county to kind of stretch out its arms of economic development within the community, where many people think we focus only on the large projects where we fund through Waco McLennan County Economic Development Corporation. We also participate in helping small businesses and individuals that want to contribute to our economy here locally. So I would support this, and this request is $50,000 in funding from the county, $10,000 in operating funds, and $40,000 in permanent loan funds. And so there's different areas there that are covered. There's micro enterprise finance, small business finance, and intermediary lending. So I would support this, but I think this is a great opportunity. If any of the commissioners have any questions for Bill or his very able board.
How are the funds accessed?
The funds that we would lend out,
Yes.
Yes, sir.
Commissioner, our process will be a two-step process. First, we are also offering development services through the Small Business Development Center at MCC. And so a prospective borrower, we will send to MCC to be sure that they have the business skills that they need to be successful in their business. Once MCC, the SBDC, has certified or told us back that a borrower they think is qualified in that respect, in other words, do they have the accounting expertise? Do they have a business plan? And do they have those things that we all know a businessman needs to be successful? Once they refer him back, then the application will go to our board for approval. And in general, it would be to small businesses, and I think we'll be starting with businesses who have 5 or less employees.
One question I had, there's a lot of similar entities out there that are doing the same thing. What makes yours different from the other ones? I know like HotCog has a funding arm that helps with funding for businesses that can get turned down by banks only. And I guess my question is, if we fund this one, how many more are we going to come to the table, and how are we going to figure out which ones are the best ones to fund?
Commissioner, my argument in favor of that would be that the Community Development Financial Institutions Fund, which is an arm of the U.S. Treasury, is annually appropriated by Congress millions of dollars to go to CDFIs. That money is only available to CDFIs. So it's another avenue for federal dollars to bring them into McLennan County, and in this case, particularly for the benefit of small business people.
How many CDFIs are there in the state of Texas?
I'm not sure I can give you that answer. I would suspect about 120.
Yeah, I think that's where a problem comes in, is we've got a lot of them out there. And, you know, this is one. Is this going to be the only one we fund for anybody in McLennan County that starts one?
Well, I certainly can't answer that, but I would hope that you would fund this one and let us get on our way to being certified so that we can have access to those federal funds.
And also
Commissioner, this
notice-
is, excuse me.
I also noticed that y'all are funding nonprofits as well. Is that correct?
We put that in our list of people that could be funded so that if there was a nonprofit that had a short-term need for some money, we would be able to fund that. It's one of the approved lending areas by CDFI fund under the Treasury Department. That would not be our primary focus.
Mhm.
Tom?
Commissioner, I was going to say there are two CDFIs in McLennan County, one with NeighborWorks dedicated to housing, and another at First Central Credit Union that is dedicated to their general lending at the credit union.
And do
There's not a, there-
pull most of those CDFIs over to SBA loans eventually? Is that the goal?
no, sir.
No.
I don't think that's, CDFIs continue to grow and lend. Some of them have achieved very large status, particularly one we're working with in San Antonio, the LIFT Fund, that is grown to a very large active lender to minority and small disadvantaged businesses.
And how do y'all get paid back? Is an interest rate you're charging over and above?
Yes. Yes. Our proposition to you is fund our permanent loan fund. When we make loans, those repayments of principal will go back into that loan fund. So that money will be available for the foreseeable future for the benefit of small businesses in McLennan County. The interest rate, of course, would be used to offset our operating expenses.
And what is the interest rate? Same as the banks, or less, or more, or what?
Well, as you know, Commissioner, interest rates depend on the credit worthiness of the borrower, so it's a little hard to say at this point exactly what they would be, but they will be competitive, yes.
And are these people not eligible to get a bank loan for some reason?
They are not eligible to get a bank loan. And what we're told most often by bankers is it's because they don't have the ability to produce the documents that the bank has to have to evaluate their credit. And that is why we're partnering with the SBDC at MCC to try to get people up and running in a way that makes them successful as business people, with the ultimate goal being to make a bankable customer from out of it.
And how much money are y'all going to be able to access through the federal grant?
That's an unknown at this point. Our technical assistance grant is $125,000. The list of grants that they made in 2020 reaches into the millions.
Who facilitates the loans? Who actually takes the applications and underwrites the loans?
Under our technical assistance grant, we will hire an executive director, and that will be our person on the ground who will receive the applications and forward them to our underwriting arm, which at this point we are proposing be LIFT Fund in San Antonio. They would do our back office operations. They tell us that they have almost foolproof method of determining who's going to repay the loans. They have a 96% repayment rate. And if we can partner with them, then I think we will be ahead of the game by being up and running much sooner than if we try to establish our own underwriting department.
Is this an initial request for startup funds, or will this be an annual request?
This is an initial request for startup funds. Commissioner, you know, I wouldn't ever say we might not be back to you, but right now this is for startup funds.
Understand.
And I didn't get to look through all the information, but did you send a pro forma or business plan showing your operating structure, salaries, break-even point with the business? Did you include that?
Our business plan was not included. We'd be happy to furnish that should you desire, Commissioner.
Yeah, if you would, please send it to me.
There is an annual budget attached to our original budget request that was filed with the county.
Okay, yeah, if you could send that business plan, that'd be great.
Okay.
Well, good morning. First, Judge Vance, let me congratulate you and your committee on securing that technical grant. I know the last time we spoke, that was pending, so I'd like to just extend congratulations to you on that. I know maybe in 2019, Commissioner Perry and myself had a conversation just about programs that were out there to help small businesses. We had a conversation, and I hope he doesn't mind me sharing, but within the context of WIMDEC and how that program helps the larger corporations, but there really isn't anything out there to help our smaller businesses. So I want to thank you again, you and your committee, for the vision of looking at that population of businesses here in our community. I support it based on your mission goals. I think anytime we can generate economic, I'm getting feedback. Are you all hearing me garbled, or am I okay?
We can hear you. We do hear some other noise, but we can hear you all right. Go ahead.
Okay. I support anything that would contribute to economic growth. Turn me down a little bit. Maybe that'll help. I also like the aspect of it that not only are you going to be a lending institution, but you're also going to be a business development and education institution. And I support the fact that when we reach out and we make the businesses stronger, we improve our traditional banking system, because I understand that businesses will transition into the traditional banking system. We strengthen families, we strengthen communities, and when we do that, we strengthen all of McLennan County. So I support the initiative. I like the funding requests, the fact that the majority of your money is going into the loan account. It's not going toward operations, and I know that in itself is going to be a challenge of starting up a location and having staff. But the majority of this money is actually going to be placed in a position where it will help individuals in the community. So I like that part of the request also. And again, just as I close, I just would like to thank you, the committee, for looking at this need. It's a difficult process, but you all rose to the challenge. You required the technical assistance grant, and I think it would serve us well to support you now at this juncture.
Thank you, Commissioner.
Other questions? I know that the banking community likes to see these programs because, as Mr. Vance said, that some of these people have not, they're very small businesses and they haven't really prepared detailed financial reports. So this is an opportunity to get them educated in how to do that and go through the loan process. And then once they're up and going, then they can go to a bank where they then know how to apply for different loan products that are out there. Sometimes these are small loan requests as well, which, banks have a kind of a limit. If they get too small, then their cost of putting the loan on the books is too high to make it worthwhile and without charging exorbitant rates back to the borrower. So I know the banking community, and I've worked with these in the past in my prior years, but I know that these are good, healthy programs to bring up new bank customers and business people in the future. And we've worked and talked a lot about what the coronavirus has done to businesses in our community, and we were looking for ways to be able to help them, and we had a lot of discussions about that in court. And we have taken some funding and put into other programs that seem to be working well. But I think this is a program that we will benefit, our community will benefit in the long run by supporting. And I would make a motion that we approve this request.
Second.
There's a motion and a second. Any other discussion?
Yeah, I wanted to get a copy of the business plan before I'm ready to vote on that. I mean, at least with the business plan, you can see when the break even is going to be. From the information I got, I don't have a clear picture.
Any other comments? Okay, we have a motion and a second. We'll call for a vote.
Commissioner Snell,
Abstain.
Commissioner Miller,
Aye.
Judge Felton,
Aye.
Commissioner Jones,
Abstain.
Commissioner Perry.
Aye.
Pass. Thank you very much, Bill, and thanks so much for your board. Your board is, by leveraging who they are and what they do in our community, is very important and means a lot to any of these requests that come out. So,
Thank you, Judge. We honor your contribution to our endeavor, and we hope that we will be worthy of the confidence you've placed in us today.
okay. And if you would forward that business plan to the Commissioner's Court.
Will do.
Thank you. All right, going to item N3. I'd like to ask Chris Collins and Mike Dixon we're going to talk about the 5th amended industrial development grant program. So, Mike, are you on?
Can you hear me?
Yes, I can.
Okay. This is an update and a significant amendment to our industrial development grant. We've had it a certain way for quite a while, but this is to make clear, clarify a bunch of things and address some issues. The main things that we're doing are changing up, making clear that the grant opportunity is only on real property, the real property improvements made as part of the project, and land value increases don't count. We also changed the eligibility projects up to be more to give more flexibility to the court on combinations of jobs and investment. Instead of just saying, 1,000 square feet of 100,000 square feet of floor space or 200 new full-time jobs. Well, there can be a combination of that that's just as important. And so there's additions, the combination of jobs created or retained and the capital investment that supports the grant. The project is in an area where there's sparse development. The Commissioner's Court believes the project could spur development or where the combination of investment, jobs, and secondary benefits to the community justify a grant. So gives more discretion on the grants expressed as a percentage of property taxes. Added the appraisal dispute section in there. We had an appraisal dispute section before, but this is more detailed, going to the fact of you have a right to file a protest of your appraisal, but we are going into this understanding that any decreases with the approach, that any decreases in your values will be the decreases shown by MCAD over time, which tend to be, reasonable and tend to be reliable. But when you have a appraisal dispute, you can have a wide swing in valuation. And that affects the value from then on. So what it says is if the appraised value for the year is decreased by more than 15%, the grant is canceled going forward by more than 15% of the MCAD value. And if it's more than 25% lower than the MCAD value, in addition to the grant being terminated going forward, grantee must repay all prior IBG grants. Makes clear that we have a clear set of terms for projects outside of the county in unincorporated areas, has eligibility standards, and then again gives you the right to have some discretion with regard to changes. And, you have creation of 200 or more jobs, creation of 250 or more full-time jobs, 300 on up, but it also gives you the right to consider combinations of capital investment, jobs, community benefit, and whether it's a area that you want to develop because it has very little development. The biggest change is grants expressed on basis of increased sales taxes. It gives the opportunity to provide a grant, an economic development grant under our economic development program, based on sales taxes, which would essentially be if the amount of sales taxes collected in an area in the base year, and then you'd have the project, and after the project is put in place, there should be increased sales taxes. Well, for that increase, there's a grant not to exceed 70%, but clearly could be less than that. A grant based on that increase in sales taxes from the increased value. The increased sales taxes generated. Sorry, the increased. This usually works out pretty good. I've done several of these for 381 grants, and they have a certain amount of time under the grant, and then once they recoup the whole grant, once we pay them essentially over time based on what the actual increased value is. So each year. And then once they reach the total grant amount, if we have a total grant amount, or we might just have a total amount of years, but if we have a capped grant amount, once they meet that, they're done. But it's just another way to stimulate development, and it can be very helpful in situations with major retailers, with, you know, big areas of development. Then we have, let's see what next set of changes really. We have a few changes that are just cleanups, and make clear that in each IBG agreement, each one is tailored. So there may be additional or different remedies for default that may be included. And so, because depending on certain circumstances, there may be one type of remedy that's more effective than another. So anyway, that's the short run of it.
Okay.
Any questions?
Questions, or Chris, do you have any comments?
I would just say that the chapter 381 that allows the business grant is one of the most flexible tools that the state allows a county to participate in. And the idea with this amendment is to provide the county with more flexibility in how they come in and support economic development projects, and not just for large projects, but going back to the comment that Commissioner Miller made earlier, this provides an opportunity for smaller businesses to receive some support from at the county level, and not just for urban areas, that would be more applicable in the rural parts of the community as well. And so we're trying to create an opportunity for more utilization when there is development available in other parts of the county too.
Okay. Any questions? Okay, what's the pleasure of the court?
Make a motion.
Who made?
Second.
Who made the motion? Oh, Commissioner Miller. Okay, thank you. Second by Commissioner Perry. Any other discussion? No other discussion, call for a vote.
Commissioner Snell,
Aye.
Commissioner Miller,
Aye.
Judge Felton,
Aye.
Commissioner Jones,
Aye.
Commissioner Perry.
Aye.
Pass. Chris, while you're on the phone, let's go to item N5, Greater Waco Chamber of Commerce Monthly Economic Development Report for August 2020.
Great. Thank y'all very much. Giving you an update on where we are in economic development activity. We did have a very active month. Note from our business attraction and expansion report, we did have 3 projects that were announced that month. All of those came to the county. Those were Ryanette, Laminate Technologies, and then the Tractor Supply expansion project as well. So a lot of activity that was occurring at that point in time. 5 attraction leads that came in for the month. We had 4 project proposals that went out the door. We did have 9 on-site visits. And again, when we say on-site visit these days, it's a combination of boots on the ground with individuals, but also Zoom calls that we're seeing with people coming into the community and having a either physical and or virtual look at the area. We are continuing to participate in our business retention expansion program. And so thank you to commissioners that are able to join us for those calls. We have moved back into the Zoom world for those, just given where we are with COVID. But we hope to be back on physical on-site visits in the very near future. Looking at where we're headed moving forward, we have a lot of project activity in the pipeline. When you think about where we are, we have 11 really active projects right now that represent over 6.5 million square feet of mainly new construction, over $1 billion worth of potential investment into the community, and over 3,600 potential jobs for the marketplace. So there is absolutely a lot of interest in our market. There's been a push for corporations looking outside of major metro areas and looking within that 100 to 150 mile radius of a major market, which has been very beneficial to us. We're continuing to push forward. I was really excited in August, we found out that the Waco MSA actually led the state of Texas in the number of manufacturing jobs created. We had 900 net new jobs created between June and July of this year, and outpaced all of the major markets. The next closest was the Austin Round Rock area, where they had 700 jobs. So we were really pleased with that. And you were actually seeing declines in a lot of areas when it came to manufacturing. We're seeing more and more manufacturing and distribution related projects. Some of that is based off of just changes that have occurred at the national level. But Texas is continuing to see relocations from other states into the area, and we are benefiting from that too. So I would say, despite everything that's happening in the world, the prospects of continued growth for our community look very strong.
Good. Any questions for Chris? All right, if not, is there a motion to approve her report for recording purposes?
So moved.
Second.
Motion been made and second. Any other discussion? No other discussion, call for a vote.
Commissioner Snell,
Aye.
Commissioner Miller,
Aye.
Judge Felton,
Aye.
Commissioner Jones,
Aye.
Commissioner Perry.
Aye.
Pass. Thank you, Chris. Thank you, Mike. All right, going to, let's go to item N6. This is the health plan, the healthcare plan audit. Dustin?
Yes, sir. Good morning. Last week we had the presentation from M42 on the targeted healthcare audit, which would look at all healthcare and medical services, including prescription drugs. This audit would focus on fraud and abuse specifically, and any areas of risk to the county. It would go back and look at our healthcare information billings from January 1st, 2015 through August 31st, 2020, and would be at no cost to the county. So this is the engagement agreement with M42. Representatives are on the line in case there are any questions, but as I said, this would be no cost to the county.
All right, any questions?
I think it'd be a great deal because, I think they found some stuff before, and we'll probably find some stuff on ours. And, we've had some questionable buildings that's already in the past, so I fully support it. Make a motion, we approve.
Second.
Motion made and second. Any other discussion? No other discussion, call for a vote.
Commissioner Snell,
Aye.
Commissioner Miller,
Aye.
Judge Felton,
Aye.
Commissioner Jones,
Aye.
Commissioner Perry.
Aye.
Pass. Thank y'all.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Okay, let's go to, under F, under budget amendments, transfers and changes. Under F1 regarding the FY20 budget. Francis?
Yes, sir. Good morning.
Morning.
Okay, so under F1, we have some budget amendments for fiscal year 20. Starting with F1A, this is general fund in the countywide department. And this is cleaning up some line items to finish out the year. It's increasing the line item for autopsies, legal services, and then also other services and charges. And we're moving from the contingencies line to complete that transfer. F1B, this is in the general fund and capital outlay. This is cleaning up that line item. Originally, the sheriff's office had budgeted some amounts in furniture and equipment to purchase some pieces of a drone. And so when we got the invoice, we found that it was best to lump those purchases together and depreciate that as one asset. So we are moving that budget into the capital outlay line item. F1C, this is general fund for the criminal district attorney, just moving money into supplies. F1D, this is general fund for maintenance of buildings, and this is moving within that department into furniture and equipment for some purchases they made, some fans and other miscellaneous tools. F1E, this is general fund in the health services department, and some additional money is needed in the pauper burials line item. So they were able to move within that department to cover that additional cost. F1F, this is general fund, sheriff's office and the jail. They needed additional funding in the astray expenditures line item, as well as travel reimbursement, and were able to move within the sheriff's office budget. F1G, this is general fund for purchasing, a small budget amendment, but just cleaning up the line item for supplies. F1H, this is the permanent improvement fund for the 2017 bond, and this is cleaning up some line items for projects related to Spiegelville Road, ADA mods, the Red Cross building, and then miscellaneous repairs. And then, sorry, that'll end the F1 section of budget amendments.
Okay, any questions about any of those? All right, is there a motion to approve those budget amendments from F1A through F1H?
Motion to approve.
Is there a second?
Second.
Second.
Motion-
Francis, I have a question about what is the balance? Can you get us the balances in our bond funds?
Definitely. And I was hoping to have a report on that today and just had a hold up on some things. But I think, we're hovering, I think between $1 and $2 million left after all the projects that are budgeted right now are completed. But I will get you some more concrete numbers.
Thank you.
Possible. You are welcome.
Okay, we have a motion and a second. Any other discussion? No other discussion, call for a vote.
Commissioner Snell,
Aye.
Commissioner Miller.
Aye.
Judge Felton,
Aye.
Commissioner Jones,
Aye.
Commissioner Perry.
Aye.
Pass. I have the urge to say good riddance to 2020. Under F2 is regarding the FY21 budget. Francis?
Yes, sir. So F2B is a budget amendment for FY21. This is the permanent improvement fund related to the 2019 bond. And this increases the line item for the downtown jail. And this is the additional amount needed for the abatement project.
Any questions on that? If not, is there a motion to approve?
So move.
Second.
Motion been made and second. Any other discussion? No other discussion, call for a vote.
Commissioner Snell,
Aye.
Commissioner Miller,
Aye.
Judge Felton,
Aye.
Commissioner Jones,
Aye.
Commissioner Perry.
Aye.
Pass. Under F2C, McLennan County 911 Emergency Assistance District, it's regarding the FY21 adopted budget. They've submitted their budget for 21. The summary is total budget is at $1,672,756 and includes administrative of $697,637, operations $698,619, and capital outlay of $276,500 for capital outlay. That is in your packet. Any questions about that? If not, is there a motion to approve their budget?
Motion to approve.
Second.
Motion made and second. Any other discussion? No other discussion, call for a vote.
Commissioner Snell,
Aye.
Commissioner Miller,
Aye.
Judge Felton,
Aye.
Commissioner Jones,
Aye.
Commissioner Perry.
Aye.
Pass. Under G is bids and RFPs. We have nothing this week. Under H, contracts and interlocal agreements. Under H1, authorization of customer service agreement with UniFirst. And these are uniforms for road and bridge precincts. Ken?
Yes, sir. We went through the contracts. Some of the precincts were electing different styles of uniforms than we've had in the past. And so these new contracts reflect some of those changes. Just to point out, this is an outline of the charges. It's not what the full impact would be to each precinct, but an outline for each one of the items that they would have under their contract. And I believe these are good to go.
Okay, any questions? If not, what's the pleasure of the court?
Motion to approve.
Second.
Motion been made and second. Any other discussion? No other discussion, call for a vote.
Commissioner Snell,
Aye.
Commissioner Miller,
Aye.
Judge Felton,
Aye.
Commissioner Jones,
Aye.
Commissioner Perry.
Aye.
Pass. Under H2 is authorization of construction contract with Core and Main, LP. This is the Elmont Water Improvement Program. Ken?
Yes, sir. TRW, our engineers on this project, who designed the project, put together this contract for us. And what it reflects is what the bid reflects. They're going to replace 541 meters with the smart meters, and we'll replace the cover that goes over it for an amount of $190,990. Dustin and Mike both, well, no, excuse me, not this. I went through this contract. TRW did a good job, I believe, and so I think it's ready to go.
Okay. Any questions? If not, is there a motion to approve?
Motion to approve.
Okay.
Second.
Motion made and second. Any other discussion? No other discussion, call for a vote.
Commissioner Snell,
Aye.
Commissioner Miller, Judge Felton,
Aye.
Commissioner Jones,
Aye.
Commissioner Perry.
Aye.
Pass. Under H3 is authorization of preventive maintenance agreements with Emergency Power Services. This is a general maintenance for our generator maintenance for Precinct 2 yard and the Mart radio transmitter site. Michael Green. Michael? Michael, are you on? Are you muted? This is a preventive maintenance agreement on that yard. The agreement covers the following: total $684.65 for each visit, $1,369.30 annually. And then it's got a list there of all the things that they check on that generator. Is something we've done in the past. Any questions on that? If not, is there a motion to approve?
So move.
Second.
Motion been made and second. Any other discussion? No other discussion, call for a vote.
Commissioner Snell,
Aye.
Commissioner Miller,
Aye.
Judge Felton,
Aye.
Commissioner Jones,
Aye.
Commissioner Perry.
Aye.
Pass. Under H4 is authorization of local cooperation agreement with City of Hallsburg. Commissioner Miller?
Yes, this is just a interlocal agreement with the city of Hallsburg to do Hall Drive, chip seal Hall Drive from the city limits at Battle all the way down to the entrance into the park where county maintenance begins will stop. It's been signed off by the city And as soon as the court approves it, then we can get it scheduled. We
Okay.
just think it will enhance entering into the park, especially with the improvements that we've done.
Right, yeah, that's great. Any questions for Commissioner Miller? If not, Commissioner Miller, is that a motion to approve?
Yes.
Okay, is there a second?
Second.
Motion made and second. Any other discussion? No other discussion, call for a vote.
Commissioner Snell,
Aye.
Commissioner Miller,
Aye.
Judge Felton,
Aye.
Commissioner Jones,
Aye.
Commissioner Perry.
Aye.
Pass. This is under H5, authorization of agreement with J.R. or Joe Ramon and Sons Incorporated for asbestos abatement and demolition of the old downtown jail under the RFP 20-020. Ken?
Yes, sir. This contract we put together, both Dustin and Mike Dixon reviewed the contract. The total of the includes the bid amount of $1,019,040.80, plus we added a $25,000 contingency. And again, this should be good to go.
Okay, is there a motion to approve?
So move.
Second.
Any questions? No questions, call for a vote.
Commissioner Snell,
Aye.
Commissioner Miller,
Aye.
Judge Felton,
Aye.
Commissioner Jones,
Aye.
Commissioner Perry.
Aye.
Pass. Under H6, authorization memorandum of understanding with Conley Independent School District. This is under the collaborative partnership for learning enrichment. Captain Armstrong?
Good morning, Court.
Good morning.
We have reached out and talked with Conley Independent School District in reference to doing this kind of an internship program. It's labeled here as job shadowing. And we'd like the court to look at this and approve the MOU. The school is willing to work with us, and we'll work with them to help the students to accommodate them into their future career goals and into college.
Yes, and we've, of course, we talked several years ago about trying to utilize some intern relationships with different entities such as high schools or colleges, and so this would be, I think, the first one that we've done. Mike Dixon has looked at this and framed up the limitations. The student has to be 18 years old and a few other things. And then upon approval, we would finalize the MOU with involving, of course, HR as well as Mike and Major Armstrong. Any questions on that?
Judge, I did want to point out, I don't know if it was mentioned, that Conley would like for this to be a paid internship. And so as you stated, there are just some final details to kind of work through with the auditor's office and with HR. But we would like to move forward if possible.
Right, and I think Major Armstrong, you've got a budget area that you could have some small
Yes, sir. I think we could
accommodation.
move some stuff around to accommodate that.
Yeah, okay.
Does this count towards our total FTEs or anything like that? I know that.
Should not.
Okay.
I know when I visited with Frances about it yesterday, she had mentioned classifying them as temporary part-time. Frances or Amanda, do y'all want to comment on that?
I'll give Frances the first opportunity.
Are they covered under our insurance, workers' comp, things like that?
Well, if they're considered to be temporary part-time employees, they should be incorporated in that number, and they should be counted as our overall head count. Also, we would need to approve a rate of pay to pay them from an hourly wage perspective. And we just submitted the workers' comp report and did not incorporate those numbers, but of course we finalized that report sometime in December, January. So we can make that modification.
Okay, I think Major Armstrong just wanted to get an indication from the court. And what we can do is we can finalize all the details and bring it back to court.
Yes, that's correct, sir.
Okay. So, I guess we could approve it subject to that coming back to court for final approval. Dustin, would that be appropriate?
Yes, sir, that would be fine.
Okay. What's the pleasure of the court?
Make a motion to approve.
Second.
Motion made and second. Any other discussion? No other discussion, call for vote.
Commissioner Snell,
Aye.
Commissioner Miller,
Aye.
Judge Felton,
Aye.
Commissioner Jones,
Aye.
Commissioner Perry.
Aye.
Pass. Going to item I, Waco McHenry County Economic Development Corporation. We have nothing in this week. Under J is capital improvement, repairs and maintenance projects and construction projects. Under J1 is regarding the ADA renovation of Extra Event Center, bid number 20-013, agreement with John W. Irving Construction Company, authorization of application payment number 4. Ken?
Yes, sir. This pay app number 4 is in the amount of $192,115. It has been reviewed by Dustin, myself, and signed off by CP&Y, so it should be good to go.
Okay, is there a motion to approve?
So moved.
Second.
Second.
Motion been made and second. Any other discussion? No other discussion, call for a vote.
Commissioner Snell,
Aye.
Commissioner Miller,
Aye.
Judge Felton,
Aye.
Commissioner Jones,
Aye.
Commissioner Perry.
Aye.
Pass. Under items K, under real estate and right-of-ways, under K1's authorization of deed without warranty, authorization to convey undivided interest to City of Waco. This is a McCad foreclosure. It's 4.11 acres of the James Lane Survey Tract 621 in the City of Waco. The City of Waco is requesting that the county convey its undivided interest in the tract of land located off Flat Rock Road for consideration of $10. The property was acquired through tax foreclosure sale that was held on May the 6th of 14 and is landlocked with no access to public road. It is in the vicinity of the Waco Regional Airport, and they would like to use it as part of for the municipal airport purposes. Any questions on that? What's the pleasure of the court?
Motion to approve.
Is there a second?
Second.
Motion made and second. Any other discussion? No other discussion, call for a vote.
Commissioner Snell,
Aye.
Commissioner Miller,
Aye.
Judge Felton,
Aye.
Commissioner Jones,
Aye.
Commissioner Perry.
Aye.
Pass. Under L, grants and grant proposals, we have nothing this week. Under M is department and office specific requests and presentations. Under M1's purchasing, this is authorization to use county credit card for recurring charges. This is to use the county purchasing card to using Unishippers Global Logistics. Ken?
Yes, sir. If I may explain, we've had a long time contract with Unishippers to send out any packages that we had through UPS. And recently, we found out they dropped our contract. And I do believe that the auditor's office contacted them and tried to renew our contract with them so they'd just bill us for our shipping. Well, they would not. We do not ship enough for them to continue to carry a contract with us. And so what we're asking for is the use of the credit card to pay Unishippers when we need to ship out packages. It's just one of those things that's becoming more common. So again, you know, people from all departments ship through the auditor's office, and so we just feel like it'll save time if we go ahead and approve the recurring charges.
Okay, any questions on that? Okay, is there a motion to approve?
So moved.
Second.
Motion been made, second, any other discussion? No discussion, call for a vote.
Commissioner Snell,
Aye.
Commissioner Miller,
Aye.
Judge Felton,
Aye.
Commissioner Jones,
Aye.
Commissioner Perry.
Aye.
Pass. Under M2, Veteran Service Authorization, cell phone request, currently Steve Hernandez is being reimbursed for his cell phone, personal cell phone charges, and the request is that we provide him with a phone. The phone's no charge. The case is $35. The monthly charge is $39.99. Monthly taxes and fees. What's the pleasure of the court?
Motion to approve.
Second.
Motion made and second. Any other discussion? No discussion, call for a vote.
Commissioner Snell,
Aye.
Commissioner Miller,
Aye.
Judge Felton,
Aye.
Commissioner Jones,
Aye.
Commissioner Perry.
Aye.
Pass. Under N2's discussion or action regarding the deferred payroll tax obligations, unless someone in the court tells me different, I recommend a deferral of this, waiting for, see if there's anything in the next CARES funding or Corona funding coming out of the Senate and the House that would waive those deferrals. So if that, unless someone has a problem, I make a motion.
Motion to defer.
I have a motion, is there a second? I'll
Second.
Any other discussion? No discussion, call for a vote.
Commissioner Snell,
Aye.
Commissioner Miller,
Aye.
Judge Felton,
Aye.
Commissioner Jones,
Aye.
Commissioner Perry.
Aye.
Pass. Under N7, authorization of order accepting donations for specialty court programs, which is allowed under Government Code 81.032. This is following donations for specialty court, and they're just small items, food, looks like primarily, and coupons. They're small rewards for successfully participating in the program in drug and alcohol court. Francis, is that right, as far as you know? I believe it is.
Yes, sir, that is correct. So they do receive a lot of small donations, like you said, but we think it's best for clarification that and transparency that the list is presented to you monthly.
Okay. Okay. Is there a motion to approve?
So moved. Second.
We have a motion and a second. Any other discussion? No other discussion, call for a vote.
Commissioner Snell,
Aye.
Commissioner Miller,
Aye.
Judge Felton,
Aye.
Commissioner Jones,
Aye.
Commissioner Perry.
Aye.
Pass. On items N8, this authorization to include Heart of Texas Fairgrounds meters to the public power pool list of McLennan County meters. Dustin and Mike Dixon.
Yes, sir. Under our lease with the fair is responsible for paying all utilities. Wes had approached us some time ago to look about the possibility of including the meters at the fairgrounds in our P3 contract, and we've worked with P3, and we have reviewed it. P3's reviewed it, and then we've also checked with Jeff Kuhn Bond Council to make sure there's no venue tax implication. and it is permissible to add those meters to our P3 account. The fair is currently under contract for receiving their electricity. So this would add the fairgrounds meters for the last 9 months of our current procurement, which would be April 2022 to December 22, and then in the upcoming procurement with P3, which would begin in January of 2023. And this, by doing this, this would allow the billings there'd be some savings to the fair, which would allow them to do different things for McLennan County residents, draw in visitors, which furthers their public purpose as well. And it's set up where the fair will be receive the billings on these and will be responsible for all payments.
Any questions?
Motion to approve.
Second.
Motion been made, second, any other discussion? No discussion, call for a vote.
Commissioner Snell,
Aye.
Commissioner Miller,
Aye.
Judge Felton,
Aye.
Commissioner Jones,
Aye.
Commissioner Perry.
Aye.
Pass. Under N9 is authorization of Cigna to establish a demand deposit account or a catalyst account with J.P. Morgan Chase Bank, N.A. for McLennan County's dental plan administration. Dustin?
Yes, sir. The county's dental plan will be administered by Cigna starting on January 1st. Cigna is requesting to open a new account at Chase Bank on behalf of the county, and this will be used to fund the dental claims.
Any questions? If not, is there a motion to approve?
So moved.
Second.
Motion been made, second, any other discussion? No discussion, call for a vote.
Commissioner Snell,
Aye.
Commissioner Miller,
Aye.
Judge Felton,
Aye.
Commissioner Jones,
Aye.
Commissioner Perry.
Aye.
Pass. Under O, items, our Americans with Disability Compliance Project, we have nothing in court this week. Under P, McLennan County Venue Project, authorization of phase 1, 2, and 3. Under P1s regarding the architectural service agreement with Populous, authorizing professional service incentives, we have nothing this week. And then under P2 is regarding the construction manager at risk with John W. Irwin General Contractor Incorporated, authorization application and certificates for payment and agreement addendums. Under P2A is authorization of application certificate of payment number 20. This amount is for $1,463,737. It's payment 19.
Payment number 20, sir.
Yes, sir, 20.
Okay. It is certificate for payment number 20. It's got 19 down in the hers, but anyhow.
It's been reviewed by Dustin and myself and signed off by Populous, and so this should be good to go.
Okay. Any questions on that? If not, is there a motion to approve?
Motion to approve.
Second.
Motion made, second. Any other discussion? No other discussion, call for a vote.
Commissioner Snell,
Aye.
Commissioner Miller,
Aye.
Judge Felton,
Aye.
Commissioner Jones,
Aye.
Commissioner Perry.
Aye.
Pass. Under P3 is regarding the professional service agreement related to construction materials testing. Under P3A is authorization invoice number 12183. This is the invoice from Langerman Foster Engineering Company totaling $2,428.50 for work at the venue project. Any questions anyone have about that? If not,
Motion to approve.
Second.
motion been made, second. Any other discussion? No other discussion, call for a vote.
Commissioner Snell,
Aye.
Commissioner Miller,
Aye.
Judge Felton,
Aye.
Commissioner Jones,
Aye.
Commissioner Perry.
Aye.
Pass. Under P4 regarding engineering services with Walker Partners. Under P4A, authorization invoice number 010314.01-191 This invoice is Walker Partners for $525 for final plat. There's no questions or motion to approve.
I have a question.
Okay.
Can we get a copy of that final plat?
Yes, sir.
Yeah.
Thank you. Motion to approve.
Second.
Have a motion and second. Any other discussion? No discussion, call for a vote.
Commissioner Snell,
Aye.
Commissioner Miller,
Aye.
Judge Felton,
Aye.
Commissioner Jones,
Aye.
Commissioner Perry.
Aye.
Pass. Under Q, McLennan County Radio Tower Project, we had nothing this week. Under R is under work session items. Unless someone has something in here they want to bring up in the work session.
Judge, under R4, we just included some grant agreements with Rural Transit District with a public transportation grant agreement and also the CARES Act agreement for the court to be able to review.
Okay. No action needed.
No, sir.
Okay. All right.
Judge,
Yes.
we skipped N4. I don't know if there's anything for it, but it says this is all Amanda. This is-
Going to item N4 regarding McLennan County Group Health Plan discussion. Amanda, did you have anything under that?
No, sir, we don't have anything today.
Okay. All right, thank you. Anything else to come before the court? Okay, you out-of-town commissioners, be careful. Stay safe. Wear your mask. We stand adjourned.